Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Ultimate General Civil War, and we're going to be continuing our live stream campaign as we play through on the side of the Confederacy. We have fought several battles already, and we're actually now 5-0 as a commander of Confederate forces, winning the battles of Potomac Fort, Newport News, Ambush Convoy, and Stay Alert, as well as the historical battle of First Bull Run. We are building our prestige up in both politics and army organization. We've built a 20,000-man corps, and we are ready to take it into the Battle of Shiloh, which is coming up here in this video. Our corps consists of 3 divisions of 8,000 infantry in the 1st division, 9,100 infantry in the 2nd. We've got a partial brigade here because we had some Enfield rifles we wanted to equip these troops with, Lane's brigades with, but we didn't have enough to build out a full brigade. And then some 6,000 infantry with 750 cavalry in the 3rd division. Each division has 16 artillery pieces. I know I've seen a couple of people comment that 12-gun batteries are where you get kind of your min-max point. 12 guns are where you maximize your efficiency. But I've always built 16-gun batteries, and I can't reduce the size of them now that I've learned that. So it is what it is as we get ready to go into the Battle of Shiloh. We have pretty much, we've got a little bit of manpower, left over. We got about $70,000 left over as well that we could use. We don't have enough weapons to upgrade any of the existing soldiers that we have, and we don't have, really there's no point in starting to build a second corps. It would be so small with just 3,000 men, and you can't bring 2 corps to the Battle of Shiloh anyway, so really there's not any point to doing that. So let's go ahead and jump into the battles map. You can see here we've won every battle thus far. This is giving us an advantage in this fight. The enemy is getting 10% weaker weapons quality and 5% smaller enemy army size as a result. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be just jumping into the Battle of Shiloh here. We'll get a nice prestige bump if we win. If we lose, we'll be kind of on the verge of losing the war, or getting, fired, as I was my first time around. So we'll see how that all plays out. Okay, Major General Ulysses S. Grant has transported his Army of the Tennessee to the Pittsburgh landing located at the west bank of the Tennessee River. Grant is expecting Major General Don Carlos Buell to join him tomorrow with the Army of the Ohio. Together they will advance to Corinth, 22 miles southwest, deep into Confederate territory. The Union Army is scattered into multiple encampments south of Pittsburgh Landing, unaware that we are going to execute a surprise attack at dawn. Our goal is to defeat and destroy Grant's army before Carlos Buell arrives. You will lead the attack at the Union right flank, and you will be in general command of the 2nd Corps of General Bragg and Reserve Corps of General Breckinridge that will assault their left flank. So we get sort of our 1st Corps gets to be part of this first attack at dawn with 15 brigades, and then we've got additional forces which will come online. You can see here we get 24,000 soldiers that are brought to the battlefield that we get to keep that are not our own corps. And then we bring our own 22,000 men, so we have a force just shy of 50,000 men and 120 guns that we're going to be bringing to the field. So with that said, let's go ahead and start. Okay, General Grant has transported his army via the Tennessee River to this location, Pittsburgh Landing, and is preparing to advance further south. So there's a nice defensive line up there in the north for them. As we swing way south, we're going to attack them at dawn when they least expect us. Our corps will arrive from the southwest. Okay. The Yankees are encamped and have most of their forces here. If we attack swiftly, we may catch them completely unguarded and capture their supplies. Right? So you can see here there's sort of camps strewn about. There's also a slight ridge where the Shiloh Church is. It's a natural area we can seize to try and flank the enemy. And to the right, we've overcome this hilly terrain, and then we can safely proceed to the north. Okay, so there's hills, there's forests, there's trees, there's encampments, there's churches. At the end of the day, we need to drive the Union north and drive them past these earthworks all the way up north to win this battle. So you can see our initial fight, or our initial phase in this battle, our army starting to advance north toward the Union camp. We saw the whole battlefield in that last little overview, but now we're just focusing on one part of the battlefield. Our first objective is to overrun the right flank near Shiloh Church. Okay. Currently encamped. We need to push them north. And we have the advantage. Move fast and destroy them. Okay. Well, that's easy enough to try and do anyway. So the enemy is going to be located all around this church here. They might have some defenses in here and as well as around these camps, I assume. So what that means I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring some of these troops up here north. We're going to try and utilize the roads to the best of our abilities, especially for our artillery, which will really struggle to move through the wooded terrain. I'm going to try and keep my supplies safe. Last time I fought Shiloh from a Confederate perspective, my supplies were captured by the enemy, and that caused me to lose because my troops ran out of ammunition. Okay, so we're going to do this. Butcher me over here. We're going to have these two brigades swing up north through this relatively clear terrain to try and get a wide flanking maneuver. And I think that's about where we'll start. 2 artillery batteries. So 5 of our brigades can't come onto the field. One of them is... maybe I should replace one of these infantry brigades with cavalry. We can replace Hexender's cavalry. Well, actually, I don't know. Cavalry is going to be useful in scouting. I'm just not sure how useful they're going to be in this particular fight. We'll put them there anyway. It's useful to have Stuart on the field. Can I just pull Hexender out? Wait. There he is. And I think we pulled 2. Yeah, we did. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. All right, so just getting this going here, we're going to give our orders to our troops. We'll give Myget the lead. He doesn't have rifles, so he's a little bit more expendable. He's cheaper to replace casualties on. We're going to have him closely follow the road moving north. Stuart is actually going to sweep wide around the Union flank through these woods. We're going to send Lane's Enfields up this way, this roadway a little bit further east. And then we'll have him kind of cross up there. Mississippi Brigade will also go up this kind of less well-traveled route. Going in this way. And Reed will likely be in reserve up around here. Let's see, the Texas Brigade, we're also going to use this open terrain. Keep him somewhat in reserve. And then our 2 brigades on the right, the Stonewall Brigade and the Lorenz's Brigade, 2 of our best armed brigades are going to swing way north here and try and flank the whole Union position. This terrain is a little bit more easy to march through. It's a little bit more open, hopefully, as long as they don't get tied up by these streams. I'm kind of trying to keep them on the open ground near the streams, so we'll go ahead and swing way north there. I think that's everybody. I think everybody has their orders, except for the artillery, which will also move forward through the rough terrain here. I don't think the artillery is going to be very useful in this battle because of the terrain. We'll see. All right. So that gives everybody their orders, except for me, my character, so that's fine. Let's actually have Stuart kind of clear, in case there's any skirmishers between us and them. Move some artillery, or some of our wagons up. Alright, so just getting started here. You can see here we've got 2 hours and 25 game minutes, and there you go. You've got enemy skirmishers. We'll have our cavalry, hopefully, sweep through them and allow the infantry to keep moving quickly. Okay. And see Stuart's driving them off into the open now, and you can see he's getting the benefit, or he's getting the edge over them now that he's into melee in the open rather than taking some relatively heavy casualties when they were in the woods. So the rest of these troops are all moving. Everybody's getting going. And our cavalry's doing their job. They're clearing the front of our infantry's front so that we've got a slightly less molested march. And there you go. We captured them. So we know there's another enemy skirmisher unit over here somewhere. So I'm going to have Stuart sweep left a little bit. And we'll see how this goes. Move the wagons up with them too, now that we've cleared that front. Okay, I don't want to attack the encampment yet. I do want to attack these skirmishers though. Or at least drive them away. More skirmishers. More skirmishers on the flank. Alright, well, we're going to have to detach some of our own infantry here to deal with these guys then. Okay, these guys are all coming up. They're making reasonable time. Stuart's losing a little bit more than I was hoping. We'll have these skirmishers move quickly this way. Maybe consider withdrawing Stuart. Pretty heavy casualties, better than 10% here already, and this is still early in the fight. Doesn't look like he's gonna deal a mortal blow to these guys here. They're retreating. We've spotted some artillery. That's useful. Pull back. Great. Enemy cavalry's charging us, and we're both standing on top of each other in the open. Alright, so our artillery's actually making decent time. Let's move our infantry up here. So the second attack wave is arriving. I think that's some of our reinforcements. Stuart's being driven off. We're going to move the Stonewall Brigade into this tree line. They're in pretty good condition. They're in an open field, so we'll sweep them that way. Arnold's going to advance up the road. All these guys are just going to kind of try and stay on the main roadways or roughly around there to keep moving quickly, and we'll move my character up as well. Alright, so Stuart's going to pull back here. Our infantry's getting into position. And we'll just kind of... Where are these guys flanked from? Alright, so move the infantry forward. These guys will need a little bit of time to regain their morale. Reed, move up and around their flank. The other guys are all coming up. Things are going roughly according to plan. Move lane into these woods. Actually, you guys need to stop running. Alright, I thought I ordered these guys to advance. Alright. Lauren's brigade has good weapons. McDowell's charging these guys downhill, but he's gonna have two brigades firing into his flank and rear. So, naturally, he's quickly routed. Very good. Right, we drove these guys out of their camps, so we'll advance further north. Our other troops are starting to come up. So, just when we need the reinforcements, they're arriving, as according to plan. A couple other brigades coming up? Yeah, I do. Alright, an hour 33 left. Push these guys north. Stonewall, you'll secure the flank. Stuart, move up there to scout on the flank. Artillery's actually getting into it a little bit. Not doing a ton of damage, but certainly helping somewhat. Texas Brigade, take a position in these fields. Peabody's toe-to-toe with the Mississippis. Stuart, you've got him outnumbered 2-1. If you can get through that rough terrain. Culla's cavalry brigade might be about done. It's a fighting force. Franklin and Lane have driven them back. So here we go. I'm assuming the enemy will counterattack at some point. Move our artillery up to provide some close-in support in the inevitable follow-on engagement. These guys up, Reed up on the flank. Texas Brigade advance. We should have this objective sewn up here very shortly. Alright, cavalry's doing well on the flank there. Objective is changing hands. Shiloh Church is ours. Let's move you guys up a double quick. Alright, I think I destroyed the enemy cavalry. I don't see them anywhere, so hopefully that unit's gone. Lorenz Brigade I'm putting into the fort. Mississippi skirmishers we're going to send back to the Mississippi Brigade. Stonewall. Oh, skirmishers behind? Alright. Stuart, you can charge these guys and finish them off. Actually, nope, they're gone. Alright, well, good job, Stonewall. You finished them off. Enemy... canister fire. That was a rough handling of the, was it the Lorenz Brigade? Just took a couple of chunks of canister to the face. You guys will go over here. You guys go into the fort. Bring the supplies up. Bring the artillery closer. I think that's everybody. I think we're making reasonably efficient use of our troops. Right, I'm going to see if I can bring Stewart in to charge this artillery. If I don't want to take more canister fire if it's not necessary. Bring Hexman around to support Lang's flank. Artillery's routed. Brigades of McLaren's division have been warned of our presence, so it looks like there's enemy reinforcements coming in. Trying to destroy this enemy artillery piece here if I can. Stewart's in a really risky spot there in the rear of the enemy line. Attack the Union right, okay. So this is kind of the disjointed way that Shiloh plays out in this game, is you've got the attack going on the left, and now you've got to attack the enemy right. You've got to take a position here on the left, sort of in some woods and areas, and you've got a position here on a hill on the far right. Now, these are not our core forces, is my understanding of this. These are all troops that are from just the AI troops, if you will, that are given to you. Come on, let me command these guys. There you go. All right. So move Anderson and Gibson up here on the left. When they get on the map, Han's gonna swing wide. Come on. All right, well, I have 2 brigades go for this objective. We're gonna swing some other troops wide right. Jenkins' cavalry is going to kind of try and sweep through the woods, kind of as we did before, because I'm assuming there's enemy troops around here. Han's brigade is going to try and take these good roads here to go toward this objective. And Chalmers is going to kind of go with him. And Gladden will send up this way. A couple of different ways you can... Wow, okay, so we got a lot of troops coming on here. A couple of different ways you can really manage this particular fight. What weapons do these guys have? Kochen brothers. So they're not going to be as good in melee as Stewart's cavalry that I had. Stewart's cavalry was armed with revolvers. and sabers. These guys are armed with carbines. Destroy these skirmishers. Alright, we should halt and get one more volley in them as they run. Hopefully that finishes them. Damn, they're still alive. Alright, well. We'll see. Alright, so Jackson's brigade's gonna swing right. Yeah, that's a good idea. With this cavalry, I should probably dismount them if I want to use them effectively. Given their weapons, they're gonna be more effective, I would think, dismounted than mounted up. Let's get our artillery up here so it can support. We got about 2.5 hours to win this phase of the fight. Up running. Alright, we're gonna have to deal with this enemy artillery battery here as well. So let's go ahead and get them in range, hopefully. These guys are not in good cover. They're not in terrible cover. Alright, so there's a brigade standing between us and the objective here on the right, which I thought I vaguely remember being the case. Get Jackson in on his flank, overwhelm Stuart, and then drive back on the objective. Meanwhile, we'll keep driving forward here with these guys. Get some good cover in these woods. The units on the screen here, Josh, are our free units, so they are not part of our core. So I could order charges or things like that. I'm not as worried about their well-being. Sounds horrible, but I have earned the nickname The Butcher, I think. Wow. Jenkins just kind of drove them back. That's interesting. Alright, we've got some reinforcements coming up as well. So we'll move them up here. Let's move Gibson up here to the right, toward the objective on the right. And then we'll start to peel some of our forces off here. I really want to destroy this enemy artillery here. But we'll get our own in the woods here to provide support under good cover, so if they do come back at us, we're in decent shape. I'm only moving Chalmers up because I really want to try and deal this. What weapons do these guys have? Springfields. I really want to try and deal this artillery a blow that I won't be able to easily recover from. Alright, we've got 2 hours left. We need to start turning toward that other objective. Alright, looks like we just destroyed those skirmishers. That artillery is retreating. Alright. Rather these guys shoot at the enemy artillery. Okay. Breckenridge is coming forward. Jackson's driving Stuart, and now we can start driving on the objective. Shiloh Church is at risk. Okay, so that fight's not over yet over there. Now we're heading back to Shiloh Church. The Union's resistance is stronger than expected, and they're going to counterattack us. Or so they say. So I don't know how exactly the game manages, like, a pause in these kind of battles, but... We're back to our core force now. Artillery. I don't think there's much of a risk of an enemy counterattack unless they're going to come in, like, behind us without our knowledge. Kind of already had them caught in a bit of a salient. We got Buckland's brigade here. That's caught in a vice as well. Alright, let's get you out of there, Stuart. I want Stuart's cavalry to get out of there before they all die. Yeah, Sam, I've tried the battle. I've lost the one time I've fought it, so we'll see how this goes. I fought it as the North once and won, but I haven't won it as the Confederacy yet. General Grant's been spotted. He came to see his army being destroyed. Okay, well, I thought we destroyed Carmichael's, or maybe that's a new cavalry brigade. I'm not sure. Okay. Alright, move that infantry up there on the flank. Move some artillery forward to continue providing support. The Lorenz Brigade will stay as a reserve on the objective. Everybody else is going to move forward. The supplies are going to move forward. Stuart's retreating. I want the Stonewall Brigade to try and engage Barrett's artillery. Exeter, you're going to fire into Hare's flank. Arnold and Vinton, you've got to advance. It's not 2 real hours, Skirk. It's, you know, I don't know. There's some algorithm to convert game time to real life time, but it's not 1-to-1. Alright, Hare's being driven back. Nice, nice. So keep driving them back on that line. You can see, I'd rather have you shoot at enemy artillery here, if they're in range. Reed's brigade up there doesn't have good weapons, so I'm not too worried about their casualties. Michael's cavalry, where's Stuart retreat off to? We're going to need more of you, Stuart. Hopefully you can finish off Carmichael's brigade, get him routed off the map. The more of these guys we can rout now, the better, because if we destroy a unit, because of the way this battle works with its multiple phases, you know, you destroy a unit and it's gone for the rest of the fight. So, the more damage we can do now, the better. There you go, that cavalry brigade's gone. Trying to finish off this artillery battery as well. Of course, the same applies to us if we get over-aggressive with our own troops and they lose heavy casualties. Then, you know, they'll be gone for good as well. But artillery is the real killer in this game against infantry assaults, in my view. Artillery is the thing that can really kill you as far as being able to win. So, and I learned that the tough way in our campaign against Richmond, where we lost like 70,000 or 80,000 casualties as the Union, where Confederate artillery was just ravaging us consistently throughout the fight. All right, let's move supplies up. Let's move our general up. I guess we'll start moving the Lorenz Brigade up as well. Okay, we just destroyed that enemy artillery here on the flank. I don't want you charging, so I hope I didn't issue that order. Alright, keep moving, keep moving! Alright, he's running. Maybe you can engage him in a melee to keep him in range of our muskets longer, Stuart. Looks like they're running too fast for you to keep up with. No, don't expose your flank to that artillery. I would much rather you shoot your weapons up to the artillery. I think we routed that other artillery battery, by the way. Alright, let's do it. You're gonna fall back. Move up on the enemy flank. They're all gonna start withdrawing as well soon north, so we're about, I think, we're almost to the Devil's, not Devil's Den, the Hornet's Nest phase of the battle. Stuart, why don't you fall back on the objective here? That way, if there's no enemy surprises in terms of them sneaking in guys behind you. Oh, Hare's gonna decide to launch a suicide charge, I guess. Wow, his brigade just went away. Lane, fire your volley into him. He's at close range. There you go. Alright. Continue to drive him. Continue to push him back. Keep those guys moving forward. Keep that artillery moving forward. Can't waste time in future phases of the battle waiting for guys to come up. Keep advancing. Keep them in the open. If we can drive them back the way we have, they're going to be stuck in the open. Some of these troops are still in good ground. Alright everyone, that'll do it for part 1 of the Battle of Shiloh in our Let's Play of the Ultimate General Civil War game from the Confederate perspective as we play through this grand campaign. So far the battle is going well, we're driving the Federals, but we still have a bit left to do to complete our victory, assuming we even win one. With that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off here. Part 2 of the Battle of Shiloh will be up either tomorrow or the day after. So thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.